appropriate on this wonderful occasion to say a few words in tribute to our loyal, successful friend, Dave Allan. Until that is, a couple of hours ago, when Amanda told me that Dave had specifically requested that I didn't make a speech. This was rather a problem.
Not you, man. Gentlemen, it also seemed to me on this wonderful occasion that I should make a speech about the energetic, lovable family man that is Dave Allan. So just a couple of minutes ago, Amanda said to me he'd asked that I shouldn't make a speech. Make it anyway! It also gave me a bit of a problem.
Just over an hour ago, Chris and I discovered that we had both made exactly the same dilemma.
I want to make a speech!
How are we going to celebrate and thank our great friend on this special day? And yet, of course, neither of us wanted in any teeny-weeny, little, barely noticeable way to go against his wishes. Of course not.
So we discussed our dilemma. We discovered something quite bizarre. Because despite the fact that we're both naturally mean-spirited, unpleasant, self-absorbed guys, we both wrote exactly the same speech about our friend Dave Allan, and yet hadn't written one nasty, unpleasant thing about him.
Why? Neither of us have anything of any annoying habits, any bizarre characteristics, or amusing anecdotes.
Neither of us could think of one eccentric quality, irritating trait, or strange physical deformity with which could give you mild amusement at the start of your evening.
And it seemed to us very weird, and yet perhaps it explains something that's been nagging away at us, and maybe many of you, for the last 50 years. Is Dave Allan too good to be true?
Could it be that this wonderful, lovable, perfect man isn't ordinarily human? Is he perhaps a higher being, a messianic figure, or an Eastern spiritual guru?
And at this moment, the penny dropped, folks. Dave Allan isn't a mere mortal like the rest of us. He's much too perfect. In fact, Dave Allan is a philosophical concept to whom we can only aspire.
Yes.
And if you need proof of this, take a look at his name.
Yes, that's your cue. That's your cue.
Just squint a little, add an apostrophe to his name, and you have the ancient mystical word Aveallan. As we all know, it's an ancient Greek phrase that literally means perfect state.
Can I just say, note that we haven't gone with the sexist route of using the attractive girl instead we've gone with an ugly bloke. This whole thing about his name, Aveallan, makes sense, doesn't it? How many times have we all thought, what a wonderful man, how come this lovely, perfect, wonderful, overhoused man so perfect and yet he's got a shit name as Dave? All his other friends are also called him, please do.
And this clearly explains why there should be no speeches tonight.
No speech.
No speeches, and that's of course why the great Aveallan wouldn't do anything as trivial and self-absorbed as a speech about him.
It is what inspired Matt and I to do something far more suitable. Something that gets us round the speech rule. Something that I'm sure What If and his colleagues do every day, which is we knocked up in 20 minutes with a flip chart of tickets, a 50 grand bespoke workshop.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, and a tribute far more better than a mere speech. We invite you to join us in the first ever fully interactive Aveallan workshop.
It's a wonderful essence of our great spiritual figure here, who we are celebrating tonight.
So, the Aveallan workshop is based around 9 simple steps, inspired by the life of the great man. If you learn these simple steps, you too can be can become Aveallish or the Avealli.
Can you raise your sign again?
Each of these steps, Tom is big shit. Big shit. Each of these steps is captured by the 9 letters of his name.
What a coincidence! To begin the workshop, firstly you might want to put your drinks down, although you'll never get them back. You can see how hard it is to get back here. You might want to just relax in your arms. Stand with your leg out. Breathe out. This is good for your toxins because they say these things. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring out random members of the community of potential Aveallan to hold the letters and join us up here on the top stage. And this is a man who's related in some small spiritual way to the Guru himself. That's the letter D. And this is an apostrophe. It's small but important, which is what Finn is. So to begin tonight's workshop, let us focus on the letter D. The letter D stands for dance. Something that the great Aveallan does to express his love of life. If you've ever seen Aveallan dance, A, you'll remember it, and B, you're probably still bruised. It's said that it was about him they first wrote Dance Like No One Is Watching. Not because of the free-spirited nature, but because he tends to clear a room. Now, when I was first a disciple of him at the mere age of 18, he taught me to dance and we went pulling with our dance skills. We weren't successful. However, I remember now how we used to dance to our favourite then heterosexual band, Wham. Particularly to Freedom, where they taught, they used to go da da da. Then we'd go like this. Do you remember you taught me this? That's what. This is the first act of your interactive workshop. Your legs go out, your feet go behind, and you spin. At the same time, you're all saying da da da. Okay, let's do a practice. 1, 2, 3. Da da da. Good. You are potential disciples. Well done. Over to you. Hold on. Let's do it again then. Give us a D. Give us a D. Very good. You are spiritual figures.
Next in the workshop, let us turn to the letter A.
Okay, I need to look at letter A. Now you look perfect. Come up here, please.
Let us turn to the letter A. A little known trait of Aveallanism is the ability of the Avealli to speak in tongue and indeed understand any language and others. With Aveallan, this manifests itself in a peculiar way, for he has the enlightened ability to speak a peculiar mix of East Midlands twang with Spanish. In fact, the Aveallan has a hair trigger in this respect. The whiff of chorizo, a mention of Fernando Torres, a bit of sangria, and our boy is off. And I'd like to demonstrate this to you now, ladies and gentlemen. So Javier here is a wonderful Spanish speaker. Please, Mike, Dave. This is Mike. This is Mike. Aveallan, everybody. Aveallan is here.
She's going to say something in Spanish.
Okay, in Spanish, and let's just see if it triggers Aveallan.
Hola, guapísimo.
Oh, no. Great silence, because he just went off a hair trigger. Let's do it again. You have to listen, he's like a Venus flytrap. He can't help himself.
guapísimo.
Hola, guapa. So, ladies and gentlemen, the A is for Arriba. Arriba. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Arriba. How can we start to put it all together? Oh. Give us space. Give us a D. We come now, disciples, to the letter V. Now, because Aveallan's name is spelled only in 2D, you cannot see that there are 2 other V's behind his V. And that is because Aveallan's third quality is he is very, very, very enthusiastic. So enthusiastic that he's blessed all our lives with his love and enthusiasm for everything we do. Is that not true? Yeah! So enthusiastic that he makes Labrador puppies look cynical and bad meat. Used to be said when we were at college, if you looked at Aveallan in the broom cupboard for 7 days, he would come out after 7 days and he'd go, they were lovely bristles. So much enthusiasm that when anyone ever says, shall we do something, he says yes. And he's already agreed to meet his client in Copenhagen, to pick up his kid early from school, who's here as an apostrophe, and to go out with the boys in the pub in London, all on the same Tuesday night. To celebrate this bit of Aveallan, I want your hands here, I want you to say yes, yes, yes. I want the third yes to be so orgasmic it screams from you as though you are literally having sex, but not in a way that would upset Finn. So after 3, you're going to go yes, yes. As you celebrate the third quality of Aveallan, ladies and gentlemen, give me a V. Yes, yes, yes. How could you put it all together? Give me a V. It is working. And only an hour to go. Just as the great Aveallan teaches spiritual purity, just as the great Aveallan preaches spiritual purity, he also advocates relentless physical exercise. Ask the great Aveallan what he's doing on the weekend, and he'll likely say to you, not much, just a quick 10k run, walk, another 10k running before our walk. On Monday evening, when most mortals have their feet up, catching up with the latest box set, eating chips on the sofa, the great Aveallan can be found playing Monday night football with fellow Aveallan. So intimidating is the Aveallan's extreme approach to physical exercise. The Aveallan have adopted sophisticated mechanisms. For instance, when skiing with Aveallan, it's generally accepted practice. You have to just let him go. Followers like me, DW or DA, when I live past, accompany him happily to the top of the piste, pretend to buckle our boots, but the minute he's gone, we move indoors to the bar. So ladies and gentlemen and followers of the great Aveallan, E is for exercise. On the ski slopes, Aveallan has a strange skiing style designed to attract more followers. It's been banned in America. It's very camp and it goes something like after 3, did everyone see that? 1, 2, 3. So let's put it all together. Give me a D. Yeah. The good news, ladies and gentlemen, we're halfway to Aveallan. The next quality is inspired by the letter A, and it is a thing which his life is full. It is achievement. But actually, it's a particular kind of achievement, considering how little he had when he started. It's overachievement. In fact, there is another spiritual Wright, who is here. He's a much more sexual set. Many of you know him, many of you have had sex with him. And if you don't know him and you haven't had sex with him, the night is young. He has a minority. He has a quote which sums up Aveallan's overachievement, which is what? Dave Wright. Boy from Leicester, done good. He's done amazingly good, considering how little he had. Consider his business achievement. He now sells wisdom and expertise to chief execs all over the world, some of whom have flown here to be here tonight paying a lot of money. And yet, he is not only his initial, it was his most common exam result at school. It is said, but not confirmed, that he only got into Birmingham University through a technical accident. He came to fix a photocopy. He's also massively punched above his weight in the girl department. We used to do that when we go out hunting for girls. Obviously not in the back. He's also done that in the wife business. I mean, look at him and look at her. Him, an honest amateur league player, her a Champions League star. Amazing when you consider his very deformed walk, his disappointing hair, his tinted looks, and his weird city eyes. That's in any way a racial reference to anyone. But what perhaps Dave Wright was really getting at is astonishing achievement, overachievement in social climbing. Something very much unsure of seeking, I would venture to suggest. As you look around this posh West Country house with these posh West Country friends. Yes, we get up to the posh West Country, you are a much better solution and a far cry from the humility and social mediocrity of a small town near Leicester. Our hero is on an astonishing journey, one that's taken him from youth centres to barn conversions. From Russell to House and Garden. These days he's very much less Cocoa Pops and much more Coco Chanel. He taught me the quality that has served him so well, which is when you meet someone you are entitled to be in their company as long as you greet them firmly. But this is the class you must now take, dear friends. Turn in a moment to a nearest neighbour with the deepest assertive voice you can muster and say without any hint of irony one of the world's most improbable sentences, "Hello, I'm from the nice part of Leicester." Let's see you do that now. So let's see now if we can put it all together. As a team. In this workshop, L is the losing thing. That's the one you've all been waiting for. Here's the L, madam, over here, in your place. You know your place. The plain fact is that earthly matters, trivial things like whereabouts of keys, money, passports, mobile phones, don't need to enter the Aveallan consciousness. This can occasionally cause confusion with his followers, but we shouldn't worry about that. In fact, some of us have adopted extreme coping measures, which I'd like to demonstrate now by inviting Leanne, Dave's PA. Yes! Leanne, what did you show everybody the picture you showed me yesterday, please? Leanne, speak into the microphone and explain what is this. He talks to his PA like this, by the way.
My tracking device for Dave.
Leanne has bought a tracking device to find Dave and make sure Dave doesn't get lost. How many tracking devices did you need to buy?
10.
L is for losing things. And we honour this as part of the workshop in a subtle way. It's kind of losing it. Where is it? Where is it? And then there's a slightly accusatory let's practice this again. It's quite subtle, this one. Once more. And let's put it all together. V is for A is for V is for yes. E is for A is for
Nice part of less.
We come down to the sincerity section. This is like the erection section, but it's slightly less touchy. We reflect on one of our hero's greatest qualities. You heard earlier how much he loses things. In fact, he loses everything. Nearly everything. There's one thing he doesn't lose, of which tonight is evidence. He never loses his friends. Sincerity is the best I can do. Ladies and gentlemen, the second L is for loyalty. Cry, it was my idea. Consider how long Aveallan has known many of people, there were many, we could go around and known you for hundreds of years. Anyway, hundreds of years. He's kept virtually in touch with everyone in his life. He still speaks to his midwife. That was funny. He's loyal to his friends, his colleagues, his family, and he's loyal to his ideals. My experience personally is he has followed me through life like a stray dog. Always supporting me, helping me when I was down, motivating me, making me a better guy. Like that footsteps thing you get on tea towels at the beach. Anyone ever seen that? With Jesus walking on the beach. But he has been an amazingly loyal and wonderful man to me, which is why my suggestion for loyalty is he'll stand shoulder to shoulder. So in a moment you're going to shuffle up to something you either fancy or don't know. And just rub their shoulder and shake a little. Let's see it now. Give us an L. And shall we see it all together as you give us a D? Give us an A. Give us a B. Yes. Give us an E. Give us an A.
Penultimate exercise on this training starts with an A. The penultimate is A. It starts not always. Followers of Aveallan know that Dave is always Aveallan, the great Aveallan. I nearly said his earth name. The great Aveallan is always there for you. He is always balanced when personally I'm not. He is always caring. He always has a chirpy, positive comment which lifts you up. Aveallan is always wonderfully emotional. So the workshop learning move for A is a big hug with the person next to you. The famous Aveallan words in an octave slightly higher. We are going to put it all together. So
very serious. This is no longer a rehearsal. This is no longer a cheap and slightly conceived and slightly too long piece of party entertainment. The whole room with a fire still on. No, this is serious. This is a moment to change your life.
You can take the final step and put it all together. In one complete sequence, you can enter a permanently enhanced state of union with the One. You will become Aveallan tonight. To achieve this final step, you must embrace the final letter, the one that represents the most important essence of Aveallan.
It represents, without doubt, its greatest quality. It captures one of the most important and desirable elements of human existence.
The quality that Aveallan possesses above all
is the letter N, and it stands for this virtue.
N is a thing that all women crave.
N is a virtue that all men respect.
N is a thing that Amanda is said to avoid.
And it is believed, but it is not confirmed, that it is a quality that donkeys share. Matt, in a completely silent and hushed room, that man at the back, it is time to reveal the greatest attribute of the greatest man.
Yes, Chris, I can now reveal in no particular order that N is for Derry's most impressive quality, the thing that he cherishes above all else. N is for Derry's exceptional, overwhelmingly enormous knob.
Slightly manly spelling. Enormous knob is the most important quality for the leader of any spiritual sect today. The quality that men and women most frequently confuse with charisma. And it is Dave's knob that raises him to a special place amongst humans that entitles him to the grand title King of Fox.
Powerful penis.
The most tumultuous podger. The most boxing dick. The most sizzling sausage. The most wonderful leader. The most towering tool.
It's a quality we celebrate tonight with worship.
Pay attention, you must learn this properly. Pay attention.
Hands up.
Hands in the air.
Respect me.
Everybody hands in the air. Longer, and louder. So you must worship this number, or you will never pass. I need to see it. Everybody watch that man with the big fizzy hair. Let me see you worship his love. No! You are the devil. So it's now time to enter the promised land and put it together for the last time. Let's go. And we say, give us a D. Give us another A.
Where is it? You've got it.
The most important party, give us the time.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you are now all Aveallan. Let's hear it from the man himself, his 50th birthday. I give you the high priest of decency and all-round goodness that one and only Aveallan.
Still going, still going. Fine here.
Right.
Yeah. I spent some time when you left, but I prefer the right.
First things first, lip cut, are you ready? Right,
On here, sir.
basically, are we having a good time? Excuse me, that is down to two people, Amanda and Heather, who have basically spent... opportunity just to say thank you so much. Could you give them a big round of applause? I promise to keep this less than 60 seconds now, which is to say thank you so much for coming. Basically, the thing that drives me is friendship, and I feel extremely lucky to be in a room with people who, some of whom I see all the time, and some of whom I have seen for 20 years. And it is an honour to be your friend. I'd just like to say, if you can do one thing for me tonight, it's have a really good time, stay late, party hard, and let's all have a brilliant evening.